fans the best in the world. Go!
Yo, it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back with another recap of last night's game, Eagles versus the Vikings. I had a chance to cool my jets a little bit, get some rest, to think about all what happened last night. But I am going to start it off like this. Brian Johnson, you are on notice because you don't know Philly like that. You don't know how they operate. For Christ's sake, we booed Santa. So you starting out these games like this, looking as bad as you're looking because the play calling has been horrific. People are going to start calling for your job soon. The fans of Philadelphia will start calling for your job really soon. So you keep playing you keep calling games like this. You call a game like this against Tampa Bay, people will be gunning for you. You don't know Philly like this, man. Philly has high expectations right now. We're, looking to go to a Super Bowl. Playing like we played the last two games, even though we won, we don't like it. That's not the way we want to play, and that's not the way we want to see things go. I mean, the first 5 games of your schedule, these are NFL teams, and I'm not saying that they should all be blowouts. I mean, because you do have NFL talent out there. You do have NFL coaches out there. I mean, Brian Flores called an excellent defensive game in the first half because we weren't making no adjustments. It wasn't until they started running the ball that he was clearly outmatched. But that should have been picked up from second drive of the series of the first quarter. You should have said, "Oh, these guys want a zone. Okay, we're gonna run." So I don't, you got to be sharper in your play calling when it comes to this offense, man. We got so many studs on this offense that you got to be able to use them all. I think you force-fed Dallas Goedert a little too much. It wasn't there for him. You get it to him, see if you could do something, but it wasn't there for him. So you force-fed him a little too much. Swift, you ran Swift like a horse, which is what we should have happened because. I was talking to some people in the chat, or not in the chat, but I was just talking to some people, just leaving comments on their posts, and it was like, we were saying the same thing. Like Swift, he's a patient runner. He was, one of the guys was comparing him to Shady McCoy. Like he's a patient runner. It was a bunch of times I sat there and watched him, like kind of sit behind a block and wait till the lane open, and then go get through that lane, and he was averaging 7 yards a clip. You know what I mean? So when you finally started running the ball, that's when you started seeing things happen. Also, I mean, I get the tush push and all that. I get that. We do that with excellence, but it's when you down first and goal on the goal line, get that ball to your running back still. Damn the tush push. You don't need that. Wait till third and goal for that. Fourth and goal from the goal. Then do that. But give it to your running back. Your running back got you down, and you got to reward him. You got to tell him, appreciate you, big fella. That's your reward. Take that touchdown. Take this touchdown. Hurts. You can't. And plus, it's putting wear and tear on Hurts' body. These guys they're linemen. They're hitting him. They're going to hit him. I mean, he might not get hit as much because he's behind his line, but somebody's jumping on top of him. So you can't keep putting him in that position, man. So Brian Johnson, you need to wake up, dude. Smell the coffee because the offensive game that you've been calling has been nothing less than suspect. Suspect. Defensive coordinator Sean Desai, you looked a little bit better. Your defense was a lot better. We had some injuries. I know we wasn't playing with the full complement. Now it looks like we lost Avonte Maddox for the season with a torn pec muscle. So that's going to hurt. But it was times that I noticed that Hassan Reddick wasn't in the game, and you didn't even have Nolan in the game. So they 1-2. You should have Nolan in the game if you don't have Hassan. You know what I mean? But, I'm not – you coached a way better game because, we got turnovers. I think we had 4 turnovers on those guys. But offense, you had to capitalize on the turnovers because it shouldn't have been as close of a game as it was. You got to score every time. They turn the ball over, get the ball to your offense. You got to score that. You got to get some points out of that. It was too many times that we went 3 and out on those turnovers, man. So you got to sharpen up. Offense, you got to sharpen up. You got to use you got to take what the defense is giving you. Brian Johnson, you got to wake up because people will start calling for your job soon. You don't know Philly. They would get you. They would start putting it on social media. They would start, going in your DMs and tagging you and then terroristic threats and all nonsense that they'd do to get you up out of there. So you better make sure you call a better game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So at the end of the day, I just want to jump on here, with a little bit of cooler head, but same message. We gotta do better. We gotta coach better. We gotta execute more, offensively and defensively and special teams. All around we got work to do. We gotta get our guys back off the injury list. So I know we lost. Like I said, I reported we just lost Avonte Maddox, but we got to get Reed Blankenship back. I forgot to say that he was out yesterday. We got to get Blankenship back. We got to get Bradbury back. We got to get our guy, N'Kobe. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. But, in his replacement, Cunningham, and, I forgot who was his other replacement. I'm just so over, I'm so kind of upset with, Brian Johnson's play calling. Like, I'm just a little, frustrated. But, we got to get guys back on defense that were out, hurt. So, hopefully this next game, as people are getting more familiar with what Brian Johnson is doing, we got to shore up some things, man. Didn't like to see the little spat that, Hurts had with A.J. Brown, but they best friends. They're going to go through it. A.J. Brown was frustrated. 4 catches, 29 yards. Like, he want the ball. So, and I get it, but they were playing at, their safeties were playing deep, so it was hard for Hurts to get him the ball, but they weren't trying to let too much go over top of him and beat him. They got, except that one touchdown, they got off with Smitty, but they weren't trying to get beat too much over the top because that's what they were playing. So at the end of the day, I didn't like to see that, but I like the way Coach handled it. Whatever happens on the field, we discuss on the field is between us. Whatever happened in the locker room that's between us, we don't talk about that. So, it's fixed. It's going, they cool. Everything going to be straight. And so that's what you want your coach to do, protect you. So, with that being said, before I get out of here, I'm going to tell y'all again, Brian Johnson, hopefully you're listening. Get it together or you'll be getting your resume together. Because you're going to be getting up out of here. I know you've been with Jalen Hurts all his career pretty much since he was a kid, but coaching like that, dude, I don't know if you're ready for it. So get it together, man. With that being said, I'm going to give y'all EAGLES, Eagles! Because we're 2-0, but I don't like the 2-0 that we got off to. We got to get a better win come week 3. So with that being said, here at Top Shelf Sports Talk, we don't just talk sports to have a drink. We have a drink while we're talking sports. Again, appreciate all the love, support that you guys have been giving me throughout the journey. Please keep sharing, and tagging these videos. Let your friends see them. Let your friends see them. Go on YouTube. Please run up the numbers on YouTube. What the little kids say, spam the account on YouTube. Get that going. And I'm going to keep putting out as much videos and as much content I can to keep you guys informed. And hopefully I'm helping and reaching you guys and, entertaining you guys. But I appreciate the love. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Peace.
Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do this for the people. So all Philly fans, let the rest of the world know. Philadelphia fans, the best in the world. Go!